How do you prove you are one of the elect? No, chosen by God before you believed. So I wrote down a little question. If God can save you without you hearing the gospel, why do you need to hear it? Think it through. If God can save them before they ever believe or hear the gospel, and God save them, why do they need to hear it? And if they're the only ones who can be saved, why do we waste our time preaching the gospel to people who can never be saved? Why don't God just lead us only to the people that can be saved? But then if we don't do it, it don't matter because they can't go to hell anyway. That's why it's a fatalistic teaching. It's an error. That's Calvinism. It's not true. If you were chosen before you were born, were you ever really lost? Meaning, were you ever in real danger of hellfire? You see, if I'm God and you're the world, if I have already determined that everybody on this side of the room are chosen, elected, and I'm going to save them, because you're so dead. You can't respond. So I got to give you the faith to believe before you ever hear the gospel. Otherwise, you won't believe the gospel when you hear it. So I got to give you the faith to believe. But I've chosen you. I didn't choose you. But see, all of you were going to hell. But now these are going to heaven. Aren't you glad? Don't you think this is a wonderful plan? You don't even have a chance. You don't even have an option. But these over here, oh, God loved me something special. I must have been unique. Well, God says He's not a respecter of person. He doesn't love you any more than He loves him. But He chose you, doesn't choose them. Now, wait a minute, God. I got a problem with this, especially if I'm over here on this side. But then I could ask you the question. How do you know you are an elect? What is your proof? What is your evidence? You know you're chosen by God. How do you know? Prove it. You can't. Because you don't know it until you persevere to the end. You got to wait until you die to find out, did you really persevere? Because, you see, you have to endure to the end. And you got to persevere in the faith to prove that you really were saved. So you really can't know you're saved, and you can't really know you're an elect yet. Because you got to persevere to the end first. And you ain't done that yet. So you really don't know if you're going to make it or not. You really don't know where you're going when you die.